Hey beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here today. As always, have a general reading for you, and as always with any general reading, not everything is going to resonate for you, and that is okay. Just take what resonates and leave the rest. It is a timeless message and can be past, present or future depending on where you're at on your healing journey, and spirit will always guide you to a message that you need to hear exactly when you need to hear it. For the ease of channeling, I'm going to use the pronouns he, she, but by all means swap them out for the pronouns that fit for you if those ones don't. Okay, so let's take a look and see what is going on in the collective today. I'm being drawn to the fact that it's very, very quiet outside. It feels very... Maybe you're just going through a period of quiet time. Maybe you've kind of taken a step back. You're just disconnected from people, places and things. Just, not that there's anything wrong, but you're just quiet. You're just replenishing, resetting your energy, okay? Because we are all about to embark on a new journey, a new cycle. So we're at the end of one, and it's almost like that there's a sense of tiredness and fatigue as we draw this cycle out. But it comes with a sense of like relief that something is finally over. But as something ends, and the stress, whatever it is that's been weighing on your shoulders, starts to ease, you start to become tired and I don't want to say drained, but you feel slightly drained, but it comes with a sense of relief, release. And I feel that's where you're at, and you're just taking a step back, just focusing on your self-care and taking a bit of time for yourself. Even if you're not actively doing anything and you're just sitting there quietly, that's okay. You're just taking that time for yourself just to sort of reset your energies before a new cycle begins, okay? So let's go ahead and get some messages from Spirit, please. What else do we need to know today? Believe in the impossible, blue moon. I'm hearing the word rare. Maybe it's rare that you get time for yourself, or rare that things are quiet for you and you're just enjoying that peace and quiet at the moment. We have communication is key. But I don't feel like, maybe there's a lack of communication with somebody. Maybe somebody's gone quiet on you and you're wondering why. It could just be that this person's taken a bit of time out to reset their energy. There's nothing like, there's no beef or anything like that going on. Expect powerful change. Yeah, somebody's going through, this could be you or somebody that you're dealing with, okay? Maybe you're here as a cross watcher trying to find out why someone's quiet with you. So if this doesn't resonate with you, this could be somebody on your mind that's gone quiet on you, and maybe you're worried that you've upset them, or there's something else going on and they're not, coming to you. There's nothing going on. It's just that we go through cycles, and this person, you or this person, is coming to an end of a cycle, and they're just taking a bit of time out to focus on themselves and resetting their energy before a new cycle begins, okay? This is a time of change and transition, and Spirit are asking people to rest. You may feel like resting. Maybe you struggle to rest because you think like you're not getting anything done, but rest is actually very proactive. So basically, if you're being guided to take a break from something or someone and you're not doing it and you're just pushing through, Spirit's going to ultimately force your hand, because you're going to end up burning yourself out, okay? So whoever this is, that you're dealing with. Either this is someone this. I'm kind of getting two sides of this. For some of you, this is you, and for others of you, this is somebody you're dealing with. Maybe you feel like someone's being a bit off with you. There's nothing to worry about. It's purely that there is a cycle closing out for you or this person, and you're taking a break now to reset your energies. Okay. And rebalance, reset. That's what I'm hearing. Reset, rebalance. If you're not taking time out, then maybe you should be doing this. Okay. If that's what you're being guided towards, then this is confirmation that you need to be taking a time out. Okay, because you're closing out a cycle. And like I say, as we get to the end of a cycle, it can be quite tiring because you're releasing everything that no longer is aligned with you to clear space for the new. But this cycle is going to bring about, I was going to say exciting changes, multiple changes. It feels like there's a lot coming in. Like, it feels quite busy. So maybe this person's quiet because they've been going through a lot. There's just been a lot going on. And it's not that they're intentionally not communicating with you. Maybe they just don't have the words to say right now. We are also in Mercury retrograde. So maybe somebody's holding back to avoid a miscommunication. Okay. Also, during Mercury retrograde, we can also misinterpret other people's communication and silences. So I feel like there's just a little bit of a lack of communication. But I don't feel like there's anything to worry about. I feel like this is just a temporary break because one or both of you is going through like the ending of a cycle and things clearing out, and it's I'm seeing kind of like somebody like running around, like things seem really busy. It's like this person hasn't stopped. So it's not that they haven't had to, it is kind of almost, without making it sound awful, they kind of haven't had time to speak to you because it's like they've been so focused on things that are going on in their own life, and there's nothing wrong per se. It's just that there's a lot going on. It's been busy and chaotic in a good way, and you are on this person's mind, but when they get a break, a time to take a break and breathe, and this chaotic energy has calmed down, they will reach out to you. They will speak to you. But there's no beef. You haven't done anything wrong. They haven't done anything wrong to you. So I can understand why you're confused that maybe they're not reaching out, and they haven't reached out. But there's nothing. It's purely just that there's been a lot going on, and this person kind of almost needing to get their shit together, but it's not in an even negative way. It's just been, there's a lot to organise, and this person's just been trying to get organised, and it's kind of like they've had to put off. They've had to prioritise, and I know that makes it sound like you're not important to them, and I don't feel like that's the case at all. I do feel like you are very important to this person, but it's just that, like, say if they've got like a family or something, there's been things going on with the family or the children where they've had to put those things first, and or it could be like work and career. They've had to do certain things because they do what, it feels like this person is very guided in their day-to-day life, and they focus where they're guided, they're intuitively drawn to go. And at the moment it's almost like there seems to be like there's been a lot going on. It's been very, very busy. It's kind of like this person feels like they've been pulled in multiple directions, and it's kind of like, it's chaotic, but it's not a negative chaotic, it's just busy. Like, this needs doing, this needs doing, and then it seems like there was like a time limit on it, or this person was putting a time limit on it and then kind of got themselves maybe a little bit overwhelmed, and that's why they haven't reached out to you. But yeah, I don't feel like there's anything to worry about. So I feel like if this is you wondering why another person isn't communicating with you, you need to keep your thoughts. You need to be more positive. Stop assuming that you've done something wrong, unless somebody is telling you that you've done something wrong. Because I feel like if you've done something wrong or said something to upset this person, they come across as being very blunt, very like they're going to tell you if you've done something wrong. They will tell you that you've done something wrong. It's purely that this person has it's just been busy. But I feel like one or both of you are closing out. Yeah, 10 of Wands, burdens. They're not, it doesn't feel like things are a burden to this person. This person isn't burdened, but they are, at the moment, they've got responsibilities that they need to prioritize, and that's what they've been doing. And I can see that you're in the back of their head and they are thinking about you. So you maybe feel that this person wants to reach out to you, or you're maybe feeling like you want to reach out to this person, but then you're holding yourself back. This person is because this person is thinking about you and they do want to reach out to you. But right now things are busy and they've had to, it kind of almost feels like this person, it's about this like a work home balance. And this person at the moment, things are busy, chaotic, like I said, in a good way. It doesn't feel like the tower is crumbling. It's like things are like exciting and get things going on in a good way. And because of that, this person's just trying to maintain their own balance and stability within all of that. It's almost like these other things are currently like a distraction, and once they've settled down, they can then reach out to you, because then they'll basically what I'm trying to say is that this person's really busy at this moment in time. They don't want to like start up a communication with you or a conversation with you, confirmation, and then my phone is ringing. Somebody may be about to ring you or reach out to you. Okay. That's kind of thrown me off a bit now. Basically, I do it myself. Like, there's times when I go through my own life when nothing is going wrong. I'm okay. Everything's going okay. But I have children, so it's like this one needs something, and then this one needs something, this one needs something, and it kind of, you're focusing on that, but making sure that you give time to yourself as well, but also trying to, keep that work-home balance. And it may be that this person is doing a similar thing. So, but when I'm in that energy, I know that there's people that I want to talk to, but I will hold back communication until things settle down, because what I don't want to do is start a conversation with someone that I can't finish, and then I end up ghosting them for longer. So it's almost that energy. I hope that makes sense and you're picking up what I'm putting down. That basically this person, there's no issue. This person just wants to make sure that when they contact you, they actually have time to spend with you, and to, so that they're not sitting with you distracted, that they've got other things that they, feeling guilty that they've got other things that they need to be doing. Does that make sense? So let's get some more confirmation. get some more clarification, more confirmation. Ace of Swords, clarity, truth. Yeah, there's a bit of a miscommunication or a lack of understanding. Like, you're misinterpreting somebody's silence, and what you need to do whilst this is going on, what this person is also teaching you that you may not be aware of, and they may not even be aware of, is that when this period of silence goes on and you automatically start thinking that you've done something wrong, you need to look at that within you. Why do you feel like you've automatically done something wrong because somebody stopped communicating with you? If someone has, it could be multiple reasons, okay? It could be something that, maybe as a child, you were always responsible for everybody's feelings, and you're taking responsibility for this person's feelings towards you, and that's not your responsibility, okay? It could also be a reflection of either where you're silencing yourself or you're not listening to someone else. So you have to do your shadow work here. And if you're doing this to someone else, look at why you do this. Like, put yourself in this person's position. If you genuinely know that there's been nothing gone wrong, there's been no conflict, this person's not coming to you. If this person isn't coming to you with an issue, then they don't have an issue with you, okay? If someone's going behind your back saying that they've got a problem with you, again, but still not coming to you, they don't have an issue with you, okay? I don't feel like either of you, and this doesn't have to be a romantic situation, this could be friendship, it could be family, but I don't feel like either of you have a problem with the other person. I feel like this is genuinely triggering some healing that needs to go on within you and possibly within them, okay? If you're not sure why this person's not reaching out to you, maybe just drop them a message and let them know that you're thinking of them. And you may get a response and say, I'm really sorry, I haven't reached out to you. I've been really busy. I'll get back to you when I can. But if every time somebody stops talking to you, unless you know there's been conflict, I wouldn't assume. Do you know what? This is something I used to do. So I can put myself in your position. I used to think if somebody wasn't reaching out to me that there was a problem with me. But if I can sit with myself and say I've honestly not gone out of my way to upset anyone, I haven't said or done anything, and I know I haven't intentionally done something, then why am I feeling guilty? Why am I feeling upset that somebody isn't reaching out to me? And then look at where you're doing those things to yourself. And if you're, because most of the time we're not doing them to other people, we're doing it to ourselves. So where are you ghosting yourself? Where are you not communicating with yourself? Where are you not listening to your intuition? Okay, because people in the outside world will reflect what is going on within you. And if you're not listening to yourself, you're not listening to your body. If your body is asking you to rest, rest. If your intuition, you get a niggle that is telling you something and you're not listening to it, then people outside of you are going to stop communicating with you. Possibly that is one of the ways that the universe will mirror back at you what's going on within yourself. So if you're feeling guilty for this person or these people not talking to you, you need to ask yourself why. Is it because you feel guilty because you've done something, or you've done something behind their backs that you're worried that they now have found out? But I don't feel that that is the case in this situation. Okay, this feels very much like, this feels like just a little bit of a miscommunication. And if you're so if you need more information, search for it, but sometimes you need to go within to get that information, not without. But I genuinely don't feel like you've done anything wrong, that this person's done anything wrong. It's purely just a miscommunication or a lack of communication from maybe one or both of you. But it's showing you where, if it's a lack of communication, then it's showing you where maybe you and this person need to have, I don't feel like this is a relationship that you or them is walking away from. Does that make sense? Because in some of my other readings, I talk about, needing to move away from certain people. This doesn't feel like the case. This feels like a very balanced, on the whole, a balanced relationship. But it feels like there's a little bit of a miscommunication about when this person stops communicating with you, or you stop communicating, then one or both of you is thinking that you've done something wrong, and that's not the case. Okay? So what I'm trying to say is, this is maybe there's an opportunity here that when you come back into communication, for you to speak up and say to somebody, like, if find information, if you feel like you've done something wrong, ask if you've done something wrong. I don't think you have, though. That's the thing. I don't think you have. I think it's just purely that it's triggered some sort of something within you that needs healing. And that may be what this person is trying to, because we all have people that come into our lives to teach us and show us these things and show us where we need to heal. And I feel that that's what this situation is showing you at this time. We are also in Mercury retrograde, which is, governs communication and can cause assist miscommunications, which is why it's really, really important. If you're not sure about something, you should seek clarity and more information before making assumptions, because then that's when miscommunications get out of hand and you can end up not talking to people. But I feel like maybe when you do come back into communication with this person, maybe you, basically you need to come to sort of, I don't want to say boundaries, but and I don't want to say conditions either, just have an agreement of, if this person's going to go ghost on you, which sometimes people don't realize they're going to do. People have intentions to reach out and do things, and then something comes up and that goes by the wayside. But maybe have what am I seeing? There's this thing that goes around social media sometimes, and people post it and they say, put the coloured heart for where you're at now. Maybe have some sort of emoji or some sort of a sentence or a word, a code word, when things are busy, and it's I'm hearing I'll get back to you in 9 to 5 working days. 9 to 5 working days. No. That made no sense to me. 5 to 7 days, or 5 to 9 days. The point is, there you go. I may that. I was quite honestly then. I was like, I'm just going to go with that, and then I went, hold on a minute, that didn't make sense. So I gained clarity. When you reach out to a business and they're busy or they're not there, and they say to you, I'll get back to you within the next 5 to 7 working days or something like that, that was spirit that was an example of spirit saying, look how miscommunications can happen if you don't gain that clarity and you just take for gospel what's being said or not said. Okay, so maybe have like a code word or something with this person, that when things are busy, that you basically just send this message to them just to let them know that you're thinking of them and you'll be in touch as soon as you can. That way that limits the miscommunication. Okay, but also work on within yourself why you feel every time a person or people don't reach out to you that it's your fault. Okay, and it, like I said, it could be purely down to the fact that as a child you felt responsible for everybody's feelings and keeping everybody happy. Queen of Wands. Okay, the Wheel. It could also be that you've gone into a sort of separation with this person because as this it's a cycle with this person as well. Like, there were things that needed clearing out of the relationship so that you, in the next level of your, so you can come back in with a deeper relationship, so some on a firmer foundation. Does that make sense? That didn't make sense to me. I'm hoping that makes sense to you. I didn't explain that very well at all. So basically, within all of our relationships as well as us and our lives, we go through relationships with people where you can cycle through relationships with people. This feels to me like a healthy relationship on the whole, but there's still there's still this miscommunication that needs to be sorted out. Okay, so it may be that this is a very healthy relationship and neither of you do anything to upset the other one. You seem both kind of on the same page with regards to the relationship and the importance of this relationship, but you also seem very, very similar. Okay, in that potentially you'll disconnect from people when you're going through something, maybe to protect that person, or maybe that you both get busy and things happen, but sometimes forget that the other person is maybe experiencing that as well. But it's really important not to take it personally. I don't feel like there's any beef or any animosity here or anything, but it may, like what I was saying about relationships, even with, if in a marriage, okay, you're still going to cycle through that relationship. There's still going to be things that potentially come up for healing, and you might temporarily, but as you do the healing, you're going to find that you go into separation less and less, okay, with the people that are going to stay in your life. This to me feels like a relationship where both of you are willing to do the work to maintain this relationship. And that means that you've got to be honest with each other about how you're feeling, but at the same time, don't project your trauma onto the other person. And I feel like if you are feeling like you've done something wrong, I feel like this other person that you're thinking about, if you go to them and you tell them honestly how you're feeling and how they've made you feel, that they're going to take that on board. Okay, but at the same time, they're not responsible for the fact that you feel like you've done something wrong, but they're going to help you work out why you feel that way, so that, you know, they're going to work through this together so that you can have a stronger relationship, so that basically you get to a point with your relationships, if you're both willing to do the work, that whatever it is that you go through, you're going to be able to communicate honestly with each other, and and you're going to do it through a way through love, where you don't need to argue, you don't need to row. Yes, that doesn't mean that you won't disagree, but you'll be able to work through those disagreements and come to a compromise, because you both want, because your relationship means something to you. Okay? And that's what I feel like is happening here, that there's a cycle that's been going on and it's coming to an end. And I feel like there's a lesson here with regards to communication, trusting your intuition and not what you're seeing on the outside. Okay? So if you're having thoughts that you've done something wrong and your intuition is telling you, but you know, that doesn't make sense because everything was fine the last time we spoke, then trust that. If this person hasn't come to you, I genuinely feel like if you've done something wrong, this person would come to you and say, can we talk about this? Because I feel like they're that comfortable with you that they feel that they could tell you the truth. But I feel like you're manifesting a new cycle within this relationship, which is potentially why you've gone into like a temporary separation. So that you can clear out what is no longer working for a new cycle, a cycle of where it's deeper. Does that make sense? I really do hope I'm making sense, because in my head, as I'm listening to myself, I feel like I'm not making sense. So I'm blaming Mercury retrograde. Okay, let's get some more. My mind went blank then. Let's get some more clarification, more information. What else do we need to know? This doesn't feel like a bad reading. It just feels just like a miscommunication. We have the Great Severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. Okay. Right, okay. Yeah, believing, that's come out on believe the impossible. Spirit is saying this person's not angry with you. There's no conflict. Trust and have faith, but trust your intuition. This person's not angry with you. Activated earth power. Power places, ley lines. Trust where you're led. Confirmation. Trust your intuition. This is a lesson for you to trust your intuition. Okay? What are you feeling? Do you feel like this person's angry with you, or is it just coming from some sort of unhealed trauma within yourself? Okay? This person is going through an activation. Okay? They're just taking time out. This is why. And it may be confusing because they may not be, if they're a reader or something like that, they may not be actively taking time out from their channel, but you may have noticed that they've cut down. This person's going through an activation. This person may be about to take on a new step in their mission and purpose, or they may be like, because I feel like this person has multiple. So the person that you feel like has stopped talking to you, has ghosted you and is separated from you at the moment, it feels like they've got, like, their purpose isn't just as simple as it looks. Okay? And their energy is being pulled in lots of different directions at the moment, because their energy, while they're sleeping, they could be astral traveling, and they could be astral traveling to powerful places on Earth, like Stonehenge. I'm seeing Stonehenge, and places like that across the world to clear ley lines. Okay, and it may be that this person is waking up and they're just like really tired, and they're just trying to keep their energy levels quiet. So maybe you're worried about this person because they've cut back on what they're doing, but they're okay. Okay, they're just being activated. They're stepping into a higher level of their mission. They're being called to do other things on their soul mission other than just, if, like I said, if they're a tarot reader or a spiritual healer or something, they're not, it's not as simple as just being here to help the human collective in a tarot reading or a healing on their channel or anything like that. This person has other parts where they have to take that energy, and they will astral travel usually while they're asleep, to clear ley lines. So their energy is being pulled in different directions, and whilst they're also doing that spiritual work, they then have a physical life when they wake up to maintain as well. So it's just them trying to keep the balance and making sure that they don't burn out. But this is also like with regards to a new earth coming in for some of you. You've got the love, Hadarian energy, codependency, boundaries. This person loves you. They've got deep respect for you. And I feel like it's mutual. But right now, this person's just focusing on themselves and making sure that they keep their own cup filled up, so that they can continue to give, and so that they can come and they can give to you. And Spirit's advice is that while they are doing this, make sure that you're doing the same. Use them as inspiration. Okay, well, they're focusing on them. Okay, I'm not going to take it personally. Okay, they're focusing themselves at this moment in time. I'm gonna take a leaf out of their book, and I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna go and fill my cup. So make sure that you're filling your cup too, so that when you both come back together, you're not draining from each other's cups, that you're giving from the overflow. Okay, because then that's gonna cause a completely different what's the word I'm looking for? Dynamic. That's going to change the dynamics of this relationship. Okay. We, the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. Yet you or this person are birthing something new. Okay. And this person may be somebody who is like a midwife, but a spiritual midwife, where she helps, he or she is helping to birth new earth, and that takes a lot of energy, whilst also, like I said, trying to manage like a 3D life, a physical life of family and friends, and trying to balance all that out. And it may be just that they're just focusing and being called to fulfill their mission and their purpose at this time. Okay, which ultimately is going to benefit you and everyone anyway, because as this person manifests what it is and fulfills their purpose, that's going to help pull you through and help you manifest your hopes and desires. Okay, this person's gaining new knowledge and wisdom, which is going to help you basically. Okay, I hope that helped. I genuinely don't feel like you've done anything wrong, that this person's done anything wrong to you. I feel like it's purely a miscommunication, and this person's just being pulled in so many different directions. I'm going to use this affirmation deck today, because I know my friend likes this one, the butterflies. She's always telling me. So I'm going to pull these today. So affirmations are positive statements about how you want to be, how you want your life to be. And when used regularly, they can help to maintain a positive mindset. Okay, so we're going to get 3 affirmations. The more I trust in life, the better things turn out. Absolutely. Again, that's confirmation. Trust your intuition. Trust that this situation is okay. Okay. It's purely just a temporary. This energy feels very different to the people that I've been picking up with, the situations where in previous readings where there was a person or a group coming at you and they want back in, or you've now ghosted them. That feels very, it feels very, very different from that. Okay, so if you're getting confused over whether or not you need to accept this person back in, again, just trust and have your discernment, use your discernment. But this person doesn't feel like they're avoiding you. It doesn't feel like that at all. It just feels like right now they're just prioritizing their self-care so they don't burn out, so that they've got time for you. I don't need to control life. I trust in magic and miracles. Like, this person is just going with the flow of their own intuition and where they're guided to go. And unfortunately, at the moment, Spirit has them going in a different direction away from you. But it's going to be a blessing in disguise, because when you come back together, I feel like this is a connection where you kind of separate, you come back together, but there's nothing. It's like, it doesn't matter how long you're apart, when you come back together, it feels like it was only yesterday and you just pick up where you left off. Okay, that's what it feels like to me. This doesn't feel like a toxic relationship at all. It just feels like there's still, like, every time you come back, your relationship is deeper, but maybe one or both of you doesn't see it that way at this moment in time. I am valuable. Many people are thankful for my presence in their lives. Absolutely. Like I said, this person is working on their self-worth and their self-love at this time, doing their own shadow work, being called here, there and there, everywhere by Spirit, and also in their physical life, okay? And it's just them trying to make sure that they're filling their own cup so that they can give to others. And whilst they're doing that, the advice from Spirit is do that for yourself, okay? And remember that, you know, you are valuable. So if you're feeling like you've done something wrong and this is a trauma wound coming up, because it does feel very much like it's a trauma wound coming up, tell yourself that there are people that are so grateful to have you in their lives, and that you bring something to the table, okay? And it's going to help you to override that guilt and that shame and that responsibility for others' feelings and behaviours. But there's nothing wrong with you. You've done nothing wrong, and I don't feel like this other person is doing anything wrong. I literally do think it's a little bit of a miscommunication, that maybe if anyone's done anything wrong, it's literally a lack of communication. And like I said, just have something in place that when things are a bit chaotic or things are busy, that you just, you know, send an emoji, like, to let them know that you're thinking of them and they're thinking of you. Just to keep that contact, like, that check-in, like, you good? We good? Great. So then that will help you to trust that you've done nothing wrong and to upset this person. And that also makes this person take responsibility and take accountability for the fact that when they ghost you, it's you know, I mean, it's a difficult one, because, you know, you don't want to make somebody else responsible for your feelings. But if it is genuinely upsetting you, and this person could do something just like that to put your mind at rest, to help you, then I don't think that they won't do that for you. I think if you said that to them and you were honest with them and said, I need you to help me by doing this, or can we maybe do this, I think they would, because this feels very much like, to me, like a person that is willing to put the work in. Okay. On the bottom of the deck it says, today I dare to do something differently. And today, what I want you to do is think differently about this situation. I want you to stop telling yourself that you've done something wrong because somebody else isn't talking to you or somebody is ghosting you. You haven't, okay? Not with this person that is on your mind, okay? Every time that comes up for you, say, that's not my problem. That's, if they're not talking to me, if they're ghosting me, that's a them problem, okay? I'm not going to take much responsibility for other people's feelings, okay? And then look at how you're feeling and make sure you're taking responsibility for your own feelings, okay? And whilst you're not responsible, just a little disclaimer, whilst you're not responsible for other people's feelings, please don't go around screwing them over and going out of your way to intentionally upset them, which I don't think you will. It doesn't feel like that kind of energy, but just in case somebody misinterprets what I said, because we are in Mercury retrograde. Okay, I am going to leave it there. I really do hope that this reading helped to maybe clear up some confusion, because I genuinely think this is just a little bit of a miscommunication, and it can be sorted out easily if one or both of you reach out, depending on who's who. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. Namaste.